What is up, everybody? My name is Adam, and welcome back to Broke Man Finance, a channel where we try to help you go from broke to not. And the one I'm talking about today is the Sandbox, along with their native token, SAND, as it remains one of my favorite ones in this space, and I still consider it a buy even with this run-up. I mean, SAND is catching up to the big dogs in a quick way, and in this video, we're going to talk about why. We're going to talk about new major partnerships that's been announced. We're going to talk about the release that just happened yesterday that we've been waiting on for 3 years, way before the majority of people out there even knew what the Sandbox was. It finally happened yesterday, so we're going to talk about first impressions and how you can get in on it. Currently, they are sitting in that 38th position on CoinMarketCap. They are trading for $6.79 at the time of this filming, and they hold a market cap of around $6.2 billion. SAND is quickly catching up with AXIE Infinity in that 25th position. They are currently trading for $138.18 at the time of this filming and boast an $8.4 billion market cap. Just above them, who's recently passed them, in that number 23 position is Decentraland. They're trading for $4.73 and they have a market cap of $8.6 billion. But the truth is, all of these Metaverse tokens have their own pros and cons, and it just depends on how you rank those pros and cons in terms of importance. And that may sway you to invest in one over the other. So something I may feel like is really important, you may be like, meh. Now, the Sandbox is a virtual world allowing users to create, build, buy, and sell digital assets in the form of a game. The users, you, build this thing. This is kind of an open forum similar to Decentraland. While I may look at that as innovative or opening up the capitalistic creative landscape, you may view that as a negative because you think that it could potentially hurt gaming quality or the overall gaming experience because maybe you want to see something more traditional gaming, and because that's something that's just super important to you. And so you may want to go with somebody like Gala or Gala, however you want to pronounce it. I got roasted in the comments. However you want to pronounce it, because that's something that's super important to them, and it's not going to be as user controlled as Decentraland or the Sandbox will be. The Sandbox also holds a temporary advantage over the competition because they are offered on mobile platforms like Android and iOS. Now, before I tote that as some huge pro, I feel confident in saying that I'm sure that the others are working on that as we speak, which is why I called it temporary. However, for now, it's still a win. It's still a notch in the win column for Sandbox. Even Snoop Dogg is in the mix and will have his own world/game in the Sandbox Metaverse. And he plans on rebuilding his actual real-life mansion in the Sandbox, as well as launching his own NFT collection. Another thing you may or may not have heard about was an exchange on Twitter recently between Adidas and the Sandbox. Now, I'm sure this was a planned exchange to build excitement around a potential partnership, but here it is anyway. The Sandbox official Twitter page tweeted, "Hey, at Adidas Originals, impossible is nothing in the Metaverse. What if we invite all of the original thinkers and doers to design our future together?" Adidas responded promptly, replying, "Adiverse anyone? What should we build together in the At the Sandbox game?" Right after that tweet, the Sandbox jumped another 32% just off that speculation. Just goes to show you that a little bit of rumor can still drive that price so much higher. But it's not speculation. Adidas does own parcels of land, capital L-A-N-D. If you don't know what that is, go back and watch my first Sandbox video. They own land in the Sandbox Metaverse. And not to stop there, Adidas even announced they will be partnering with exchange Coinbase, indicating that Adidas will be taking the Metaverse very serious and they plan on being here for the long haul. Meanwhile, Nike is also lacing up to make a grand entry into the Metaverse. The company has partnered with AAA game Roblox to build an interactive Metaverse. The company has even come up with the tagline, "Dream it, make it, play it," for the newly announced virtual world, Nike Land. As explained by the company, it allows players to outfit their avatar with special Nike products and is free for anyone to visit the Roblox. Now, I know the Nike thing isn't the Sandbox, but I mention it to say this. I think these partnerships are great for the entire Metaverse industry and all the Metaverse tokens. No matter which Metaverses that these cryptos choose, it's good for everybody. And it will only bring more attention to our own personal favorites. Think about it like this. Imagine you have a downtown. Wherever you live, you probably have a downtown. The more businesses that come, that draws attention, is only going to bring more people to that downtown, and it's only going to bring more people into other businesses and bring more money to that downtown. That's the way I'm looking at the metaverse. The more major companies that buy into this is only going to give it more legitimacy, and you're only going to see more and more companies and more people come to the party. That means these metaverse tokens are only going to get bought up more, and you're going to see that price continue to raise. Rise. For instance, Metaverse Group, a subsidiary of Tokens.com, purchased Decentraland for $2.43 million last Tuesday, the most a property has been bought for on Decentraland. Another plot sold for $2.3 million on AXIE the following day. Those are big time numbers for just getting started, and it's only a matter of time till the Sandbox starts pumping out numbers similar to that. Iron sharpens iron. The Sandbox had previously announced that their highly anticipated game would be released on November 29th, which was yesterday. I'm filming this on the 30th. The game, Alpha. Alpha will allow users to play, own, create, and govern a virtual metaverse made by players. We have been waiting on this for 3 years now, and you can finally go check it out. Like I mentioned earlier, the majority of us didn't even know what the metaverse was 3 years ago. If you can't shell out $10,000 for a Alpha Pass NFT, then most of the experiences on the game are going to be locked out. The good news is new players can still do several quests even without an Alpha Pass. If you don't have that $10,000 to shell out, well, don't worry. I don't have it either, or at least I don't want to spend it on that. But don't worry, we won't always have to spend that much. There was just a limited amount of passes to give a glimpse into this world. There are going to be more affordable options in the future, I assure you. Now, as far as first impressions go, I'm hearing a lot of good things. I'm hearing that the gaming experience was very smooth. The playability was very nice. It was well done. And the only complaint I heard was the music kind of sucked. But if they decided that was an actual issue, I'm sure that's an easy fix. However, we still have a ways to go because one new experience will be released every weekday until the alpha season closes, and that's supposed to be on December 20th, and will give everyone a total of 18 experiences. With all that being said, I expect Sand to have a hell of a year, and I believe the Sandbox is going to be a great choice to start off 2022. I see 2022 being the year of the metaverse and metaverse tokens, and I have buried some money in Sand. But in all seriousness, do not be surprised if Sand keeps gaining ground. No pun intended on that one. That was a freebie. But in all seriousness, do not be surprised if Sand keeps on gaining ground. No pun intended. That was a freebie. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, I hope you stay safe, get rich, and we will see you soon.